Hi, I'm Mayor Michelle Delisfort, and today I'm here with Marconi Gapes with your latest COVID update. Marconi, can you give us a Union COVID-19 update regarding how many cases and recoveries and deaths have we had in Union Township?
Sure. Thank you for having me, Mayor. Well, since March, we've had 1,951 positive cases. Sadly, we've had 73 deaths. However, we haven't seen that number increase in the past month and a half, which is a good thing. And recovery-wise, we've had about estimated 1,800 recoveries.
Okay.
So.
All right. And where do you see the pandemic going in a couple of months?
Well, currently we're seeing a trend in positive cases for those in their 20s and 30s. We tend to see these positive cases more so in clusters now. That could be due to enhanced contact tracing. And seeing that 20 and 30 age range may be indicative of the gradual reopening of our economy and our businesses. So as we enter the cold and flu season for the next couple of months, we may see that number increase.
That's what I was wondering. I know that's been a big concern, the cold and flu season. And we have sort of two schools of thought. Sometimes we hear that given that people have been very conscious about using wipes and being more aware of their surroundings, that perhaps things may maybe not impact us as much. But I'm always wondering, are we on the verge of a second wave? And if so, based on certain age groups or just certain behaviors, do you see that being a case?
Well, certainly as we again enter cold and flu season, I mean people will be going to their healthcare providers for symptoms associated with cold and flu. So there may be more tests administered as some of these other symptoms are explored. So that may lead to an increase in cases. I mean, what we want to see is, we want to minimize the impact of cold and flu. So, we certainly encourage and want people to get their flu shots, make sure that they stay well hydrated, keep their nourishment up and stay healthy during the cold and flu season. What we want to also minimize is the impact of COVID-19 on our susceptible population. Also, we don't want to see, we want to curb any sort of COVID-19 related hospitalizations. We don't want to see a surge there. So again, just try to stay as healthy as possible through that.
Absolutely. And in the case where residents may feel that they may have been infected or members in Union County, where would they go to get tested?
Well, the Kane testing site is still open.
Okay.
They're open Monday and Thursdays between 9 and 4, I believe.
Okay.
There's also several pharmacies throughout the area that provide the tests, and you can also look for testing sites on the state COVID-19 website.
Okay. And if they do test positive, how does the health department get informed?
Well, any positive analysis is reported by labs, healthcare providers, and infectious control practitioners at hospitals. So we do get those reports through a secure database.
Okay. And I know, it's been sort of a very long year, and you've been dealing with this on a day-to-day basis. And so thank you all that you do for our township, because I know it can be, a lot, and, you're dealing with not only residents, but also businesses and, from the federal government to the state government, local, county, everything. What I am curious about is what have you, during this experience for you, how have you better understood what's going on?
I mean, certainly since March, what we've learned is how efficient this virus is in crowded settings, crowded gatherings, especially indoors. What we also learned throughout the months is the wide range of symptoms. Some people are asymptomatic, no symptoms, and we also learned about new symptoms, loss of the sense of taste and smell.
Right.
Also just general body aches and things that you would associate with other types of illnesses. The range just expanded. And with that, we also learned more about the age range as well.
Okay.
Children, teens, young adults being impacted. So, with this, this certainly, all this information lent to our current guidelines and how we developed our health and safety practices to make sure that we can minimize the spread and break the chain of infection.
And how do you think people can best protect themselves moving forward?
Well, moving forward, certainly if you're symptomatic, to have a COVID-19 test. If you've come in contact with somebody with a positive test, if you've traveled to an area that has high infection rates, certainly get yourself tested. Answer the calls of contact tracers. The purpose is to hopefully slow or break the chain of infection. Also, follow your social distancing, wear your masks, where they're required. And then even if you think that you're going to be in a setting that may be overcrowded, wear a mask just in case. And certainly, reach out to to our department if you have any questions.
Okay. And last question. I know, again, your department has been very busy. I know you've been following up on like people that have traveled to potential red zones and doing some contact tracing. Can you explain that a little bit more? Like, what steps have the health department done to follow up with the contact tracing?
Certainly any positive case, we are going through that process of figuring out who they came in contact with either 2 days prior to their symptoms or 2 days prior to their positive tests. We're giving the quarantine instructions, and we're certainly following up with the residents afterwards.
Great. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Mayor Michelle Delisfort, and thank you so much for watching. Please stay updated by visiting uniontownship.com and follow us on social media at Township Union, New Jersey. Thank you.